One no-see-um is only a millimeter long, but after 2 nights of them, you'll have 400 red welts on your ankles that won't stop itching for a week. Today, I'm teaching you how to shut them down completely for $20 by building an invisible wall they physically cannot pass. I wasn't going to mention the screen mesh mistake, but honestly, it's the one hole that let them pour straight into my office, and you need to see this to check your own house. I fought these tiny monsters for 2 miserable summers before any of this clicked, and the night it finally did, I sat on my own patio for the first time in years without getting shredded. The reason nothing you've tried has worked is because you're fighting the wrong bug. You've been calling these things gnats. They're not. Gnats don't bite you. They can't. Their mouths aren't built for it. What's slicing you open is almost certainly a biting midge, or what most people call a no-see-um. And that one misidentification is the entire reason you've wasted a whole summer fighting a bug you never actually had. Here's why it matters. You set out an apple cider vinegar trap, because that's what the internet told you. And a week later, it's caught nothing but your own disappointment. That trap was built for fruit flies and fungus gnats, bugs that hunt by smell, that get drunk on the scent of fermentation and dive into the jar. A biting midge does not care about your rotting fruit. It hunts the exact same way a mosquito does. It follows the carbon dioxide you breathe out, the heat coming off your skin, and the scent of you. You were fishing for a shark with a worm. Of course, the jar was empty. It was always going to be empty. And now the detail that explains the thing that's been driving you quietly insane, why you never feel the bite. But a day later, you've got a welt the size of a dime screaming at you. A mosquito is a needle. It slides one fine tube into you, sips quietly, and slips out, and you barely notice. A no-see-um doesn't have the equipment for that. It lands, and it slashes. It tears a tiny gash in your skin with mouth parts, shaped more like scissors than a straw, and then it laps up the little pool of blood that wells up. That's why you feel like you were cut, because you were. And the swelling shows up late because your body takes a full day to react to the spit it left behind in that wound. You weren't imagining the delay. That's just how this bite works. Most people go straight for the expensive foggers, which is a complete waste of $40. Let me show you the real physical wall. A $20 box fan, that's it. Here's the beautiful part. A no-see-um is a pathetic flyer. It's so light and so weak that it physically cannot push through even a gentle breeze. Point a box fan on its lowest setting across your patio or your porch, and you have built an invisible wall they simply cannot cross. No spray, no chemical, no smell, no battery. Just moving air, and they're grounded. I keep one running by the back door all summer, and the difference is night and day. The mistake with your windows is the one that really gets people. You've got screens. You assume they keep bugs out. For a no-see-um, your screen is a wide open gate. Standard window mesh has holes big enough that these things fly straight through without even slowing down. The screen that stops a housefly does nothing to a bug a fraction of its size. What you need is something called no-see-um mesh, a much finer weave made for exactly this. It runs a few dollars a roll. You can fit it over a window or a porch frame in an afternoon. And most people fight these bites for years, never once realizing the bug was strolling in through the very thing they thought was protecting them. Go check the gap on your screens tonight. I promise you'll be annoyed at what you find. I struggled with these for 2 summers before I realized the answer wasn't in the yard, but underneath it. Let me explain. Forget the advice to dump standing water. No-see-ums don't breed in open water. They breed in damp, shaded, rotting muck, soggy mulch beds, a clogged gutter full of wet leaves, the perpetually soft corner of the yard that never quite dries out, the gunk in a forgotten plant saucer. That's the nursery. Find the wettest, shadiest, most neglected spot on your property and dry it out. Clear the gutter, rake the soggy mulch thin so the sun hits the soil, fix the drainage in that one swampy corner. Break that cycle and you're not swatting the bugs anymore, you're stopping them from ever hatching. That's the move that actually ends it instead of just fighting it day to day. If you want a trap that genuinely catches them, unlike that vinegar jar, get one that speaks their language. A CO2 trap or a simple light trap works because it's finally baiting the senses they actually use, the heat and the carbon dioxide, instead of a smell they ignore. You can buy one, or honestly, the box fan and the source cleanup will do 90% of the job for a fraction of the price. There's a simple, free timing trick here that saves you the trouble of even bothering with traps. I'll show you exactly how. No-see-ums are not all-day bugs. They swarm hardest at dawn and again at dusk. That low, soft light is their hunting window, and they mostly vanish in the bright, dry heat of midday and the dead of night. So that barbecue you want to have, push it to 2 in the afternoon or wait until full dark, and you've sidestepped the worst of them for nothing at all. Just knowing their schedule hands you back hours of your own yard. And one more, because this one is almost too simple. They're drawn to dark, damp surfaces and tight, still air. so keep the air around you moving and keep your spaces bright and dry. A second fan in a sticky corner, a porch light swapped for one they're less drawn to. A little airflow through a stuffy, screened room. Small things that quietly make your whole space hostile to them without a drop of poison anywhere near where you eat and sleep. So that's the real story. It was never a gnat. It was a tiny bloodletting fly with the wrong reputation hunting you by your breath, slipping through screens that were never going to stop it, and breeding in the one wet corner you walk past every day. And the fix wasn't a single product on a shelf. It was a box fan, a finer mesh, and a dry yard. Cheap, mostly free, and it actually works, which is more than I can say for that jar of vinegar. If you've made it this far, you're clearly a smart consumer. Hit the subscribe button so you can see our next videos. Keep an eye open for the marketing tricks corporations use to sell you solutions that don't actually work. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.